Your Honor, we ask that you accept the negotiated plea. I did want to let you know that my client has been very proactive in changing his life. He has sent me proof that he has been doing mental health counseling and anger management at a Clifton Springs in Decatur, Georgia. He's also completed the DUI risk reduction course. I thought I had sent it to Miss Williams, but it was sitting in my outbox, so I can get that to her. Um, and so, Your Honor, I think my client is on the right track. We just ask that you accept the plea.
Okay, so he's spending 28 more days in jail, is my understanding. Is that
Yes, Your
correct?
Honor. Yes, Your Honor, that was the negotiated plea.
How are we doing that? Weekends, what?
Your Honor, we had discussed him turning himself in
With the
next
camera.
week. We did not discuss weekends. I don't,
I mean, if he wants to do straight time, that's fine, but that's up to him.
Mr. Williams, would you prefer to do weekends?
Yes, I prefer. Yeah, weekends will actually be great. That way I can still go to work. I just have to make some adjustments on the weekend schedule, but I can work during the week. That'll help a whole lot.
Okay.
And no objection from the state.
Well, Mr. Williams, you've been proactive, so let's see if we can keep your job.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Williams, I will accept your plea of guilty to counts 1, 6, and 8. Count 2, 3, and 4 will be no pros. Count 5 will merge with count 6. Count 7 will merge with count 8, and count 9 will be no pros. On count 1 is 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for 2 days. Balance will be probated for you to pay a fine in the amount of $500. It's going to be closer to $1,000 with the surcharges. 40 hours of 40 hours of community service, a risk reduction course, which you've already done. You'll show proof of that to your probation officer. And you're to have no alcohol or drugs. You're subject to random screens for alcohol or drugs. And you'll do a clinical substance abuse evaluation and any treatment that they may order you to do. Count 6 is 12 months probation, a fine in the amount of $300. That's going to be $444 with the surcharges. 40 hours of community service. The Family Violence Intervention Program, that's a 24-week course, so you got to start that as soon as you can so that you can complete the entire 24 weeks. You're to have no contact with Bianca Blessed, and you're not to have any alcohol or illicit drugs during the course of your probation. And count 6 will run consecutive to count 1. On the count number 8, 12 months probation, a fine in the amount of $200, which is going to be $298 with the surcharges, and you're to have no alcohol or illicit drugs, and you're subject to random screens for alcohol and illicit drugs, and that will run concurrent to number 6. So count 6 runs consecutive to count 1, and count 8 runs concurrent to count 6. You got that, Ms. Wright?
And Your Honor, the victim is present and does wish to make a statement when the court is ready.
All right,
Yes,
Ms.
ma'am, I have that. I'm
All
sorry
right,
for
thank you, ma'am.
interrupting.
No, I just wanted to make sure I said it right. Ms. Blessed, unmute for me, please, and raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Go ahead, ma'am. Tell me what you need me to know.
From talking to the office, I'm okay with the decision that you guys have made, but I do have a question because in regards to his work, he's not supposed to have contact with me, but he works for my family. So that's a conflict of interest. Yes. And that's the reason why I wanted to speak, because his employment, I am the person that got him the job when he was working with my father. My father passed away and he's there. Now, I had a conversation with my grandmother and I've had a conversation with my uncle about him working. If he's going to work on the weekends, I will not be around. But if it's in during the weekday, I don't know, because I go up there pretty frequent. And I just had a celebration for my father up there Saturday.
What let me ask this. What kind of business is it?
Mr. Williams is a mechanic. It's an auto shop, a floral shop, and it's a tax service. So we sell cars, we rent cars, pretty much everything.
Okay. And he's still employed there?
Mhm.
Well, how have y'all worked it out up until this point?
Well, that was, if I may be honest, initially I did not know that me and him was not supposed to have contact with one another until we got into an argument not too long ago. And I did not know that it was a stay away order in effect, because immediately when he got out, he came back home. So this has been going on for a while. He would be up there sometimes, and sometimes he wouldn't. He's not consistent. He was supposed to have been up there working every single day, but he has not been up there every single day.
Excuse me.
Mr.
Yes,
Williams, I would
ma'am.
advise you right now not to say a word, sir.
Mr. Williams, please don't say anything.
I was just saying I resigned.
Mr. Williams,
Okay.
see, you need to listen, because what's on the table is felony charges. So I'm gonna need you to be quiet. Ms. Hahn, would Mr. Williams like to change his plea to straight time? And if he does the straight time, then he can work something else out when he gets out about where he's gonna be employed, because they're looking for mechanics everywhere. Do you do diesel, Mr. Williams?
Yes, ma'am, but that's what I was saying.
Hold
I
up.
got,
I asked you one question. Do you do diesel?
yes, ma'am.
Because they looking for diesel mechanics everywhere. A diesel
Yes, ma'am.
mechanic can get a job. What I'm
Yes,
saying to
ma'am.
you is you may not need to work with Miss Blessed's family's company again. You
Yeah,
understand?
I'm not. That's what I'm putting on the record. I'm not.
All right. So I
I
will
got a
give
whole nother
him
job.
till Friday to turn himself in. That way he can shut down his household.
Your Honor,
But he needs to do the 30 days straight time.
will that be this Friday coming up? Or can he has some doctor's appointments. We were hoping that he would be able to turn himself in next week.
Long as he doesn't go anywhere near Miss Blessed or the business, then I don't care. So we can make it next Friday. Mr. Williams, now
No, I
listen
don't
to me.
understand. I don't even work there.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. My speaker was on. I'm sorry.
Okay, who is there with you now, Mr. Williams? Turn your video on. I need to see you. I'm not done yet.
My girlfriend right here, man.
All right, ma'am, go somewhere and sit down. You don't have nothing to do with this. You'll be here next year with a case. Go sit down somewhere.
Go ahead. What?
She don't have nothing to do with this, Mr. Williams. Tell her to go sit down somewhere. If I see her again, I'm gonna hold her in contempt. You
She's
need
gone,
to
man.
finish your business. She ain't got nothing to do with your business. You hear me? We
Correct.
clear? All right, thank
Correct.
you. Now, what I'm saying to you is you no longer work for Miss Blessed's family's company. Number one. Number two, you're going to do straight 30 days. I'll give you till next Friday to turn yourself in. I don't care. But you're not to have any contact with Miss Blessed and her family. They can mail you your last check. Your girlfriend ain't to have no contact with Miss Blessed and or her family, because if somebody contacts them on your behalf, that's still seen as you contacting them. Now, because you didn't pay any attention to the court's order that you not have contact with Miss Blessed, what is sitting on the table right now is felony charges of aggravated stalking, which is punishable by up to 10 years in prison, a $10,000 fine, or both. Had you read your bond conditions, instead of just throwing them away or stuffing them in your pocket, then you would realize that you were not to have any contact with Miss Blessed. If you needed to work something out for work, you would have come back to the court and we would have had a discussion about that and maybe made some changes, but you messed up. So what I'm going to advise you right now is you don't say a blessed word. We clear?
Clear.
Not another word. Don't say nothing. Don't answer nothing. Don't do nothing. What I need you to do is Friday, you're going to come to the jail. You're going to turn yourself in. You're going to get there at 6 p.m. You'll get out 30 days from now or 28 days from now at 6 p.m. And once you get out, then you can resume your life, but it will have nothing to do with Miss Blessed. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Blessed, put your hand down. I'm not talking to you right now. You can't have any contact with her. Are you clear?
Yes,
because
ma'am.
when I put it in an order and I wrote it down, you didn't listen. So what I'm trying to do is tell you that if you have any contact with Miss Blessed from this point forward, then I will make sure somebody takes out a felony warrant for aggravated stalking. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay. Because I swear, Mr. Williams, that I probably told you this information at your arraignment when you entered a not guilty plea. And you still went running back to Miss Blessed. So if you have heard nothing else I've said, please don't do this again. I'm making you do 30 days straight time just because I don't feel like having somebody do the felony warrant right now. But trust, the next time you mess up, when I tell you not to do something, you going upstairs to the Superior Court. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
You heard me when I say the felony I'm thinking about is punishable by up to 10 years in prison.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Because I mean, sometimes I don't think y'all listen to me. All right, now, Miss Blessed, you had something to say, ma'am?
I did. It probably doesn't even matter at this point because we still have another case with one another as well.
Where's that case?
It's in Fulton County.
That was what the bond revocation was based on, Your Honor, with the new charges.
Oh yeah, that's a bond revocation. Anytime he gets picked up and he was on probation, then he'll get it. But Mr. Williams, Miss Blessed, and y'all don't need to see each other ever again. Y'all got too much going on that's negative. Okay? So yeah, y'all don't need to see each other ever again. The only exception would be if y'all are compelled to go to court and y'all see each other in court, but you should have no contact other than what the judge allows. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because some people don't need to be together, and that's okay. All right, Mr. Williams, are you clear on what I'm asking you to do?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Hahn, do you have his email address so he can get his sentencing sheet? Mr. Williams, don't play me. Next Friday, you'll be turning yourself in. What date is that? Into the Clayton County Jail at 6 p.m. That's at 9157 Terra Boulevard. You wear as little as possible, dress warm because it's cold in the jail. Don't bring nothing of value. If you have medications, make sure that they're in a proper prescription bottle and they are labeled with your name and your prescription. Otherwise, don't bring anything that you need. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so that will be April 19th at 6 p.m. Don't be late or else they'll turn you away. And if they turn you away, you got to come back and see me.
Your Honor, next Friday would be the 26th.
Wait a minute. Why he need that much time, Miss Hahn?
Your Honor, he had an injury and he's got some doctor's appointments that he was trying to reschedule, and that was what we had negotiated with the prosecutor as well.
That's fine. All right, the 26th then. I'm sorry, Miss Wright. 26th.
Thank you.
Mr. Williams, don't mess up, please, sir. Please, sir. Please.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Blessed, y'all company can send Mr. Williams his check by whatever address y'all have on file for him. But other than that, don't have no contact with Mr. Williams.
That's fine.
All right, thank you. All right,
Yeah.
Mr. Williams, you're free to go at this time, sir. No, wait, you're not. You have probation. Hold on, let me put you in a probation, a breakout room with Miss James. Now, Mr. Williams, ask Miss James any questions that you might have about probation, because once you get out of jail, you're going to go to probation and complete any of those assignments that I've given you. So make sure that you ask any questions that you might have of Miss James. And the quickest way to get rearrested is to not appear for your probation report. So if you miss your probation reports, you definitely gonna get picked up and put back in jail. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm putting you in the breakout room with Miss James. Once you finish, you're free to go.
All right.